Welcome back to the Voice of Metal, where we talk about all things metal and metal bands, people in the metal bands themselves. So hopefully you guys are doing well out there, and hopefully you got to maybe check out some of those actual songs that I was talking about on the last episodes, because I thought you might like to know some different, well-known, or I should say, one of Rolling Stones' favorites, I guess, is what they say were the best songs of all time. Anyway, now we are going to check out some of the best metal, say death metal and metalcore bands, or I should say, yeah, best albums. I should say, not the bands themselves, because we all know that all the bands are really cool, right? Um, Basically, this is from Revolver, and I have not heard many of these, but I think I know one of them at least. So we're gonna go down through these and check them out because I'm kind of curious myself what they feel is some of the best ones so far this year in 2023. So I'll have to check those out, I guess. So Arcadia Strain's Step Into the Light is one of those albums. And it says Arcadia Strain has had 2 decades worth of chugging mosh material behind them, and they still know how to pull off a surprise, which is cool. Step Into the Light, the evil twins of the Doomy, 3 songs in 38 minutes. Failure Will Follow in 23 minutes, of the fastest, most barreling songs they've ever written. Interesting. So this sounds like it might be really cool, really fast sounding. We'll have to wait and see. I'll have to check it out. I'll try to make sure I get a playlist on this one. I haven't done many of the other ones because I've been really busy, and I haven't had a whole lot of time to change the thumbnails, and I apologize for that because it takes a little while. Plus, with my computer acting up, it's not moving as fast as I'd like to, so I have to kill off a lot of programs to get to work. So I'm doing what I can with what I got. So if anybody would like to contribute or help out, I would greatly appreciate it, especially if you might have a few extra bucks laying around and you want to contribute. That's fine. I'm not sure if I got anything as far as that goes to get it set up to for people to contribute or something to help me out a little bit. It'd be awesome. If not, that's okay too. It's fine. I'll have to get that going because I've got some other expenses, unfortunately, right now that I got to deal with. Unfortunately, like we all do. Kind of reminds me of Living Dead Girl. She was just talking about how she spent $4,000 on her. I think it was an RV or a van or some sort of vehicle that they use for the band, in Colorado, and I guess she's going to fly out, pick it up, and bring it back to Florida with her, which kind of sucks massively because, yeah, I know how that goes. I spent quite $2,000 on a gas tank for a concert that I had gone to. So it must be a thing about going to concerts across country or something. I know every time it seems like I go to a Metallica concert, something always happens. Don't ask me why. So I think they owe me something for that. Maybe just to meet them in person would be awesome. Just saying, guys. It would be awesome to have you guys there because one, somebody broke my glass. Two, I think somebody actually might have siphoned gas on my gas tank, possibly, and messed up the gas tank, so I had to get it replaced because it was leaking gas. So moving on to the next one. So hopefully that won't happen to you guys out there because that really sucks, especially when it's really expensive, right? Sorry. Brand of Sacrifice, between Death and Dreams. This is interesting. I don't know. It might be really cool. It's hard saying. Between Death and Dreams feels like a glimpse into deathcore's future. Brand of Sacrifice reaches a apex of their anime-inspired deathcore symphonics of 2021. Lifeblood. Okay, so this would be kind of interesting to see what this is all about. Yeah, that'd be interesting to check this one out. Because it sounds really interesting from what it's, they described it. Creeping Death, Boundless Domination. Um, it's a Texas death metal scene is making a national waves right now. Oh, okay. Creeping Death is one of the death metals in Texas. I know Upon a Burning, but I'm not sure if they're death metal or not. I'm not really certain what kind of music or genre of metal they do. It sounds not quite death metal. It sounds more like new metal, possibly, but a heavier. I think normally new metal is a little bit more kind of heavy, but not too heavy. It's kind of like Raven Black is, I would assume, and Rob Zombie possibly, and some other bands kind of like that, and Sumo Psycho. I think is another one that's kind of a new metalish band. Um, I would say Butcher Babies. Maybe no, they're not. They're not quite new metal. I think they're a little heavier than that. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. But some of their songs have been kind of going kind of new metalish sounding, I think, instead of quite so heavy. But I haven't listened to the new album because I'm no longer a fan. So just so certain individuals know. So it's okay to associate with me, just in case. I'm just letting you know. Um, anyway, um, basically, Creeping Death are at its forefront. The Denton destroyers have came fully into their own on this year on this year's boundless domination preferences. Their fusion of knuckle grinding death metal, tattered trash, and bungling deathcore. Okay, bungling deathcore, whatever. From the cave dwelling atmosphere of his savage title track and shouty gang vocals. Okay, interesting. Sounds like it's more like a rap style sound. I don't know. I don't think I've heard much of their music, to be honest. Frozen Soul, Glacial Domination is the the one that they say is really good. So it's interesting. Frozen Souls positioned them at the forefront of death metal's new wave of their with their 2021 LP Crypt of Ice. So that might be interesting to hear. Assures that they will stay there. Oh, Glacial Domination assures that they will stay there. The Texas band sounds like every riff they play is literally encased in frozen solid blocks of ice, adding a bulldozing weight to their burly attack that punches. Interesting. It's kind of weird how they mentioned Texas twice on this. I guess maybe quite a few of the death metal bands come from Texas. I know one of my family members says that most of the people that are in metal bands, the best metal bands come from Ohio, which I don't know. I mean, we got, Slipknot from Iowa. We got these two from Texas. Actually, there's three if you have Upon a Burning Body. There's quite a few people that are from California. Um, I think there's one that's in Florida. I know Living Dead Girl. I believe she's in Florida because she said she's bringing her RV back home there, which is not really real heavy metal. It's more pop metal or new metal possibly on that. But she sounds really good. She does a good job with her vocals. If you ever get a chance, check them out. If you're not into super heavy metal like death metal like this, might be a good option for you. It's kind of like baby metal, which reminds me, apparently, baby metal has actually got I forgot her name, but instead of being a duo, they're back to a trio again. So they have somebody new in the band, and I think she's the one singing in the video. I don't know each one of them personally as far as their names and what they look like. I've heard their music, but never seen them that much. I mean, I've seen a few videos, but I'm not I don't associate the face with a name kind of thing. So we'll see. Cruelty Utopia is this one is evil is an objective that gets overused in extreme metal spaces, but there is no better way to describe a wickedly crushing sound of cruelty. The Tokyo band. Oh, here we go. Tokyo band. Speaking of the devil, Well, it's not Tokyo. I think they're from Japan or China. Baby metal is. The Tokyo band earned global recognition for earth-shattering death doom their earth-shattering death doom of their 2020 album, A Dying Truth, but they only got faster and heavier on their wholly anticipated follow-up, Utopia. This might be really cool. I might like this one because I'm trying to explore the realm outside the United States, kind of thing. Getting like Brazil and China and possibly Tokyo and other ones, and Mongolian metal bands like the Who, HU, not H, no, WHO, the Who, the band Who. A little bit different there. This is more of a metal, and they sound really good. And they were on tour with Megadeth a while back, and I'm trying to think who else was with them. Oh, Five Finger Death Punch. It was a Five Finger Death Punch tour, but Megadeth and they were there. So it'd be kind of cool. And I didn't realize they were the headline band. I thought it was Megadeth because I thought they were bigger than Five Finger Death Punch, but oh well. But one thing is I forgot to say is that that concert, we were actually there when he actually announced his going to be one more album and he's going to retire. And so he can spend more time with his kids. And I thought that was really cool. And I actually am getting off of my retirement from metal music concerts and stuff to get back into it because of the fact that my son is older. And I could go to him and do that instead of spending time. Well, I'm spending time with him, but the only time I had was when most of the concerts, when I could go to concerts, I didn't go because of that, which kind of sucks because I didn't get to see Slipknot until like just recently. Anyway, moving on to the next one. Now, this is one I know very well now, but I didn't know then. This is fairly new to me, but they've been around for a very long time. Obituary, Dying of Everything. All I gotta say is if you've never seen these guys perform, they are phenomenal. I will say this much. I have somebody that I know that is very, very, very particular about metal music itself. He is very picky about different parts of songs. He said there are some songs that sound really good on certain things and not so much on others. I know I sent him one and he said, well, the bassist was phenomenal, but everything else sucked. So I was thinking, okay, so I said, maybe we need to tell them they need to get, basically get rid of all the other guys and get somebody else in there and leave the bassist for the band and make it Dylan approved. I thought that was kind of cool. So I liked that one a lot. I said, it's kind of like Rotten Tomatoes only for metal. I should call them Dylan Tomatoes or something like that. Maybe, who knows? We'll see. I'm, one of those people that I try to be open-minded with different things, even if I don't care for it too much. Sometimes I try to see the positive or sometimes the message behind the music sometimes. And I might hear certain parts I really like and other things that grow on me a little bit. So who knows? Now this one, I apologize if I butcher it. Ove Sulfur. It's OVSULFUR. Okay. Then it's Burden of Faith, I guess is how you say it. Ricky Hoover's old band, I have no idea. Scaffa Hate, I think is how you say it, where, oh God, to deathcore's late 2000 wave, and now he's back with a genre, on the genre's front line with Ove Sulfur. I think it's Ove Sulfur is how you pronounce it. Featuring guest spots from members of Slaughter to Prevail, Left to Suffer, and Body Snatcher. Okay. Not to mention the ex-Kill Switch Cooners Howard Jones. Interesting. This might be interesting, the whole thing. They basically had different songs called Earthen and Stained to Rot, are their top tier. Okay, on the album. Apparently. So it's like a clean vocals on a deathcore recording since Whitechapel. Oh, okay. So basically, it's not quite as heavy sounding, but it's more of a deathcore sound. So it's Whitechapel's pretty heavy usually, but you can still have some fairly clean and understandable vocals on it. So those might be for those who are not into real heavy hardcore metal, might like that because the fact that the vocals are a little more understandable, but yet still have the heaviness that most people like and want to hear in their music, is what I'm guessing. So I'm going to have to listen to that and see what happens. Psycho Frame, Remote Godseeker. Thanks to the band like Lauren Shore, Brand of Sacrifice, deathcore is sounding grander and more orient than ever. A psycho and Psycho Frame are sick of it. Oh, no sympathies, no push. Oh, no sympathies, no push, pits, no whisper vox, and no gimmicks. This is the Florida crew, combative mission statement. Okay. The remote Godseeker delivers on their promise to bring back actual scary sounding MySpace era deathcore. Okay, MySpace deathcore. I didn't know there was this thing. Outrageously heavy, distinguishedly raw. These songs will make you want to dig out your suicide silence, cleansing tank top and crowd kill some of the scene's kids. Okay, there you go. That's interesting. Now this one I have no idea how to pronounce. I'm not even gonna try. Usingai Bog, maybe? Homicidal Ecstasy. This one sounds like it might be pretty much German, maybe? Oh, wow. This is non-safe for work. Homicidal Ecstasy. Interesting. This is the music better sound like the death metal equivalent of alien snuff films. Okay, fortunately it does. Following their equally grueling, wonderful, repulsive 2021 LP, Tortured Whole. Okay. Oh, here we go. I guess my family member is correct. These Ohio maniacs got more stupidly grotesque on Homicidal Ecstasy, a relentless, heavy death metal assault that harkens back to the genre's gleeful, offensive, gory, obnoxious days of yore. Go figure. Bang your head until you start losing brain cells. Interesting. This one might be pretty awesome. Sounds to me it might be for those who are really into deathcore and death metal. We'll see what happens, right? To the Grave, the director's cut. Okay, that one I've never heard of, and the director's cut, I'm not sure. Is that the name of the band? No, that's the name of the song. To the Grave is the band. Australian deathcore. See, there's one from Australia. Just hits difference. To the Grave have been making their mark on the scene for a while with their decriminating, sound and refreshing psychosocial lyrics about climate change, animal abuse, but director's cut is their masterpiece with speckles of orchestral flourishes and roomy production. Sorry, tongue-tied. The album sounds modern without feeling like it's chasing trends. For 11 songs straight, To the Grave holds the listener hostage with foreboding riffage and Dan Evans' versatile highs and lows, which all accumulate with a majestic 9-minute closer, Die and Rise. I'm not sure what the Die and Rise is about. So there you go, folks. There's your 10 best, was it deathcore and death metal albums so far in 2023. I think one actually came from 2022, but they're putting in with the 23 since up until now. I guess they're just figuring out, even if it's a little bit, maybe it was the end of 2022, who knows. So I have mentioned those, And I've mentioned other things, but one is Baby Metal's new person, so check that out. Max and Igor Cavalier are coming to Denver, and they're on tour right now with their Morbid Visions re-recorded release under Cavalier Conspiracy with Nuclear Blast Records is who they are under with that album. Go check them out. It's probably going to be more than an awesome show because the last time I went to the last one, it was phenomenal. And I got to hear some other songs that even my son was like, whoa, they're playing this song. It was a Slayer song. So, yeah, he was quite impressed with that. So, we'll see. So, who knows? You might hear that. You might hear some Black Sabbath songs. I mean, that's what they did last time. And it was really wonderful because we had the lights turned out and they had everybody with their phones. And it was just all cell phone lights, kind of like the old days with the candles and stuff without burning anybody or anything and burning the whole place down, which is a lot safer and it's still effective. And it still makes you feel like some serenity there. Even with a heavier metal band, still gets you right here, in the heart. Kind of like deathcore metal and, all that stuff. I'm sure there's some things because I think a lot of the deathcore, not everybody does, but I think some of them actually do talk about things like the one that says climate change and other animal cruelty and other things because that's what it's all about. It's about death, right? And some of the things that kind of coincide with that. So, a lot of people think that metal is all bad, and really, it's not like that.